All right, good morning, you guys. I'm so excited. It's Thursday morning. It's always my favorite day of the week. Today, my butt is sitting in a chair in Nashville, Tennessee, which is not my usual location. Usually I'm in, excuse me, Alamogordo, New Mexico. But today I'm at my brokerage's national convention. So I'm excited to get down there and learn about all our new benefits and technology and everything. I'm so excited. Um, but you know what that gives me the opportunity to do is to bring on someone that I trust to navigate with you guys through this morning's call. And I trust him because I've been trusting him with my business for over 8 years now. So he is my personal business coach, Casey Eberhart. You guys have, many of you have seen him before, been to a bunch of his events. And so he's the one in charge today. And um, our newsletter was kind of a sneak peek about what he's going to be sharing with you. So I'm gonna turn my mic off, turn my computer off, and give it over to you. Thank you so much, Casey. I appreciate you doing this for me and allowing me the freedom and space to know that my people are so well taken care of. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. Really appreciate it. Now get down and get learning, right? So, hey everybody, good morning. For some of you, maybe it's close to good afternoon. For us on the West Coast, it's really early in the morning. I know Peggy, we're still like, you can tell the West Coasters because we have like barely had coffee yet. So, I'm just super thrilled and excited to have you guys with us today. It's sort of like when the cat's away, the mice can play. So we get to co-create our call together. And I asked Debbie, I said, hey, I really want to bring on somebody who can balance with me, back and forth with me, have a conversation. And we both agreed within 2.1 seconds that Tirza would be the person that we wanted to bring on and have a conversation. So this is Tirza, everybody. She is out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Hey, Tirza, good morning.
Good morning, Casey. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here bright and early.
Awesome. So, you guys, we're gonna have an open, interesting conversation this morning. And the more of a conversation that we have together, I think the more value you'll be able to get to take back to your real estate business, right? So, um, listen, I know when you come on these things, sometimes the speaker needs to give you an entire resume and yimmer yammer of what they're about and all of that jazz. We're gonna skip all of that because this is time that's dedicated for you. I'm a dude in Los Angeles who's been around real estate for a gazillion years. Boom, there we go. So, my job, my role here today is to simply give you something to think about and perhaps put you into some kind of action. And that's really at the end of the day what our goal is here. When we started the virtual coffee, when Debbie first started her Facebook group, it was really designed around helping real estate agents and those that serve the real estate profession to do two things, and that's save time and make more money. And I think today's conversation, when we talk about saving time and or making more money, these two topics are going to kind of blend really well together. So I'm going to start off with just a quick story. I was up in Seattle over the weekend, this past week. I should say this past week. Actually, I was up in Tacoma. And I want to just share with you a little, when you don't think social media is powerful, I had another example of how powerful social media can be. So my best friend and I, he lives in a little town called Port Orchard. It's just outside of Bremerton. People probably heard of Bremerton because it is a shipyard. It's also a naval yard. It's in Hood Canal. I don't think it is right in Hood Canal, but it's up in the Northwest, right? So he and I are having lunch at this place called the Boat Shed. We finish lunch. I take out my phone and I say, hey, I'm going to post that we just had lunch here. Posted we had lunch at Boat Shed. I get in the car and I'm not 100 yards away from the restaurant before my phone starts blowing up. And when I mean blowing up, I mean like FaceTime, calling, texting. And I look down and it is a friend. Ray is not here today, RJ. You got me. I know he's much better looking, but there we go. So my phone starts blowing up and I look down and it is a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine. She runs a massive, massive AI based marketing agency, primarily for HVAC. So if you have clients that are using HVAC companies, there's a pretty high likelihood that she's the one running the marketing behind it, right? So she said, come back, come back. I live across the street from the restaurant. So we turned around and we went back to the restaurant, started having a conversation. And she is, when I say that she is 100% into AI, she is 100% into AI. And when she was telling me what was happening in the HVAC space, with regards to what AI can do, uh, what it can do, what it's capable of doing, and where they're pushing it to go, I literally got scared. And I remember saying to her, you know, Jen, like this sounds awesome. And when I say she's really into it, I mean, this agency started with, I believe, over 1,000 employees. She's down to just under 300. She will have that agency down to about 80 by the end of the year, and they will be doubling revenues. Now, when you start thinking about the power of that, it becomes really important to not just ignore a tool like this. Okay. And so my best friend that I was up there with, he is a real estate agent. Now he primarily works in the multifamily space, but he's an agent up there. And so we got talking after that conversation because he was just like, well, now I'm scared, right? And I said, but here's the thing. Jen, her pendulum has swung so far into AI. My concern for her, and we talked about this, so I'm redacting a tiny bit here, but the reality was, I said, what about the customer? What about, Sue's credit card? What about Rhonda's credit card? What about Jose's, their dollars, their handshake, their touch, their human connection? So we got in this big discussion about how do we blend AI and not take the pendulum so far one way that we lose all our customers in the center. And having spoke with hundreds of real estate agents in the last couple of months, what I find is that there's kind of two camps. And I'm going to try to drive a wedge through both camps and bring y'all together and bring you a little bit more to the center. Okay? So one camp says AI is the way of the future, tokenization of real estate, smart contracts, blockchain technology. I'm saying all the buzzwords that are triggering all the second group over here, right? So one group is getting all excited about the tokenization of real estate, the blockchain, the smart contract, dispersion of real estate, the efficiency of moving money, the efficiency of moving real estate, the efficiency of having things on the blockchain. Like, they're on board. They don't care about anything else, right? And then on the other extreme of the pendulum, we have this group. I want to go back to fax machines and pencils, right? I want to go back to 1937 when we went out and did surveys with bright red yarn and stuck it in the ground with a sledgehammer and used binoculars, right? And here's the challenge. The challenge for you guys, I think, is this is not a pick a side conversation. I truly believe the next 5 to 10 years, where the money is going to go are the people that include technology, AI into some of their workflow, and don't go so far that you lose all of the people that still require human interaction and human connection. And likewise, the people that don't include any technology and want to go back to fax machine, ditto paper, carbon, I can't remember what that carbon paper was. Like, I used to love it in elementary. The carbon paper, you'd write it on it, there'd be like piece of paper, then a blue piece of paper, a blue like Chinita, I can't remember the name of that. It's driving me crazy. It's like, oh, there's a name for it. It's driving me crazy. Right, going back to that, because we don't wanna, right? So today's conversation, what I wanted to do was really just open up the conversation about how carbon copy, that's what it is, carbon. I wanted to go back to the conversation of how do we play in the middle of bringing some AI technology into our businesses and also not losing some of the human connection. right? So I did what everybody that's going to do any type of talk on AI does. They start at using AI, right? So it's actually funny. I was testing myself this morning. I was like, well, here's a couple of things that I would do as a real estate agent to include technology. And then I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, give me some ways that I could use technology in my real estate business. And it was pretty dang close, right? So, you know, we're getting there. So I will say this, just out of curiosity, show of hands, how many of you are using, let's just say ChatGPT or some form of AI in some version of your business right now? Just by a show of hands. Okay, about half of you. Okay. How many of you were, well, yeah, okay, cool. So what I wanted to do was start with the end in mind and then give you some ideas to use AI for those of you that aren't. Tears, I'm going to ask you to help me fill in some gaps if I miss anything. And then I wrote down some things that we could do to keep the human connection, and then we'll open it up for conversation. So here's the main crux is let AI do what it does best: speed, structure, analysis. Let you do what you do best, which is trust, empathy, and intuition. Okay. And I'm going to put that in the chat because I think that is a good, I think that's probably a pretty good
And
starting.
creativity.
Yeah. And creativity. Okay. So a couple of things that you can do using AI, and I put them in here so I could just have them, is number one, you're able to personalize communication at scale. Things like emails, right? But you need to add your text and your context. Everything we do out of my office starts with AI. We are a AI first company, meaning that everything that comes out of my office and any company that I touch, everything starts now with AI and then we personalize it. So if you get an email from me, I promise you it's been put through AI and some human has touched it. If you read my newsletter, it has gone through AI and we have touched it up and made it sound like a human. Okay. You can use it to automate admin tasks to free up your time. Okay. Calendars, appointment reminders. You can even use it to schedule social media posts, right? Number three, this is where I see this is where I really see the rubber meeting the road for most of you guys, is let AI help you with listing descriptions that stand out. But here's how I would always do the descriptions. We know in sales there are four personality types, right? Sometimes they say the four colors, sometimes they say four seasons, sometimes they call it disc, sometimes they call it bank, sometimes they call it decision making tree. Whatever that is, we know that people respond differently to different words, right? For example, if I say, how many of you see what I'm talking about? All of you that are nodding your heads are very visual, right? If I say, do you hear what I'm saying? And you go, yeah, you're driving because you're auditory. You're my podcasters, right? Hey, are you grasping what I'm talking about, you guys? Yeah, you are the ones that need to do something with your hands, like it's driving you crazy. You probably have your glasses or your phone in your hand right now. You've got a piece of paper, you're futzing around with stuff because you're kinesthetic. Well, being able to take a listing and include and infuse those language types into your listing is massive. Okay. Next up, being able to use it to make market trends. What are the trends? Are people utilizing technology in their home buying decisions? How are things like, I'll give you an example. The way I got involved in ChatGPT, this will make Tears has been on me about AI. She's got to be sitting here just loving this, by the way. My buddy John basically told me months ago, he's like, if you want to get into AI, I just need you to use it for 15 minutes a day. Just play around with it and dilly-dally around with it. And I'm to a point now where I don't even search Google anymore. I just use ChatGPT for every search I do. Knowing that's coming down the pike, I would sure figure out how to get my content into ChatGPT's language learning model, right? By the way, the easy way for most of you is to start putting stuff on Substack. Okay, Substack and Bing. Is that right, Tirza?
Yes, that's correct. Gets recommended all the time.
Yep. And websites, WordPress is difficult for AI to read, but there is a new platform called Webflow. I will be honest, I don't know much about it, but Webflow is where people are taking their websites and they're changing over to Webflow because Webflow is easily picked up by the AI models.
And are you going to mention, Casey, also that you want AI itself to pick up your website and your name and your brand?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to get, we call it, there used to be this thing called SEO. You guys have all heard that, search engine optimization. Well, now we are moving towards AIEO, right? Which is how do I optimize my content for AI? So the easy way to do this is to just put your content where AI is actually pulling information from. Webflow websites, Substack. By the way, I just learned about Substack. I literally called a friend of mine and I was like, hey, I know you're a Substack expert. I need you to get me everything we're going to do is now going to go on Substack. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know the domain name. But what I do know is that if that's where the content is being picked up, because I want when somebody says, I want to move to Denver, Colorado, who's the best person I should talk to sell me a 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo? I want your name to come up. Okay. Creating more content. We talked a little bit about that. And also be able to build AI-driven lead funnels, meaning how do we take somebody who is searching online or searching on their phone or searching ChatGPT and bring them over and get them into your ecosystem so that you can nurture them? It's incredibly important because when you don't do this, you're going to get left behind. Okay. So I will tell you that Substack, as I understand it, I'm going to full transparency. I am not an expert on Substack. I am whatever it is below a newbie. Okay. The funny thing is I'm sitting here having a mini panic attack because I don't even know how to spell Substack. So I'm sure Tears is on ChatGPT right now asking her about Substack. But as I understand it, Substack is essentially like a public blog / forum where you can go post content and longer form posts along with landing pages, so on and so forth. Okay, so think of it like a WordPress blog, but it's just a place for you to put content. You can run newsletters there. You can do paid content there. You can create communities over there. But these are where these language learning models are playing. Yeah, it's just another platform. Yep. Okay. Now, on the flip side of this, how do we maintain our human connection with people, right? Human connection are things like being able to pick up the phone and send a personalized text, right? Anybody that's been around me knows that this is one of my favorite things on the planet to do. I literally text for at least 5 minutes a day. I text people I know just to stay in their space. Half the time I'm on Facebook, I've got my phone open and I'm texting people with stuff that they post on Facebook. Right? If I see Tirza just bought a new triplex on Facebook, I'm sending her a text message. If I see Chris just sold a house in Kansas City, I'm going to send him a text message faster than I'm going to post it on Facebook because I want to bring that connection back to human. Birthday cards, love me some birthday cards. My cousin who I haven't talked to for years on purpose literally just got a half birthday card from me and sent me a message, and it gave me a real quick in and out way to touch base with her, but not have to get into an offline conversation with her. Okay. Half birthday cards are huge. Okay. Showing up at events, showing up at these. Anybody familiar with BNI? A few of you, you know, Ivan
Yeah,
Meisner, Ivan
I am a
Meisner,
part of it.
founder and creator of BNI. You know, I consulted for him for a long time and I helped in the LA region. And one of the things that we used to say was VCP, right? It was visibility equals credibility equals profitability.
Profitable.
If you don't show up, no one knows who you are. And your AI robot on TikTok is only going to go so far. Okay, paying attention. We talked a little bit about that. You know, if you want to get real good and you in a neighborhood, pull your phone open, watch your Facebook feed, and send people messages on text that you would normally otherwise do on face to face. Blend on social media. Blend social media just means how do we bring it is called social and media. So be able to blend that. So one of the ways that I highly recommend this, and then Tears, I'm going to get your thoughts on this, is, you know, when you guys do broker opens or you go walk houses and you're looking at houses and you're by yourself with or without clients, like the easiest way for you to dominate in a marketplace in 90 days, like, and this is what I would do if I moved into any market in the first 90 days, I would go look at every single piece of property available, but I would do so on purpose and with intention. And essentially what I would do is I would take out my phone and I would do a walkthrough. Hey, this is Rhonda. Today I'm walking 3292 Mockingbird Lane. Hey, you know what I love about this place? They've figured out that you should paint the door red. They planted daisies in the front. They added some beauty bark. It's got great curb appeal. What I don't like about it is a 1947 pink bathtub with hideous navy blue subway tile. So you guys check this out. It's 240 grand, whatever. And I would drop that on my YouTube channel and I would drop that on my social media. You'll notice I said YouTube channel first, right? I would do that every single house I went through, talk about what you like and what you don't like. You'll start dominating because now these places are picking up who's selling what in where. And I'll leave you with this. I believe at my core, this is more accusatory. This is about as accusatory as I'm going to get with my real estate agent friends because I talk to many of you all the time. Y'all go out and list properties and then you pay $500 to $600 to have drone photography done of these gorgeous homes and make these houses look so irresistible. And then the minute they sell, you put the video in a Dropbox somewhere, never to be seen again since. If Jeff would just take his listing videos and put them up on a YouTube channel after he's done, say, just sold in Overland Park, just sold in Colorado Springs, just sold in Kent, Washington, just sold, with his information in there, with the information on the property, you have to remember that people are always searching for, I want to move someplace or I want to get ideas on what stuff looks like inside. Make it easy. So you guys, Tirza, what do you think?
Hey, Casey, I think that's a super fabulous idea. A mutual friend of ours who's a realtor in LA has been doing that, and I have been watching him. And it's just fabulous because I get to see the house, and it reminds me that he's a very successful realtor. And should I want to look at property in LA, he'd be the first person I'd contact.
Yep. It's huge. It's huge. So let's open this up, you guys. Any thoughts, anything we missed, anything you're using currently in AI that you want to share, or things that you're using on the other site? If you have not posted, your contact information, we'll have you drop it in there. What's a half birthday card? It's a birthday card that arrives 6 months after somebody's birthday or 6 months before somebody's birthday.
It's a surprise. You don't expect to receive one, do you?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I like to go as far outside the box as I can. And I'm a guy that loves to send birthday cards. I know Debbie has a tool that she uses to help people send cards. We use the same tool. And I'll have her send out her link to that in the recording of this. But what's cool about it is you can set up automations where you could say, hey, I want Shanita to get a birthday card on her birthday. And 6 months later, I want to send her a birthday card, but I want it to say happy half birthday. So me, what I do is I have my birthday card, and my half birthday card is literally, I just blank out half the card and it just says you'll get the other half in 6 months. So I can only tell you happy half birthday. And here's the interesting thing. I get a lot of response from birthday cards because nobody sends them out. But what I really get is half birthday cards. That is what really drives the conversation.
And if you don't know what to write in a birthday card, don't worry, you can ask AI.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Who else? Yeah, Tashar.
Very good morning, sir. First of all, big fan of the work you do. Actually, I just wanted to share my experience with AI. So recently, for one of the real estate company in India, we have built one AI chatbot. So what that chatbot does, it will automatically replies to the people who are looking for the property. It shares the information. It's try to do sale and bring that customer for a property visit. So we are pretty successful on it, and we are testing for multiple people.
Yeah, it's awesome. These chat bots, and they will start to learn how you're responding. And look, here's the thing. We have to be real. There are some people that hate chat bots, right? These are the people that hate calling a customer service line and can't talk to a human, right? For me, I'm now to a point where I don't want to talk to a human because they talk too much. I want to actually talk to a bot that will tell me and get me exactly where I need to go. But yeah, I think they're hugely valuable because now you can ask the customer how they want to be contacted or how they want to work, and it will tell you. Diane says, easy way to edit the videos of the houses. I don't think you need to edit them. This is what I'm saying is this is where the authenticity comes out. Right? I would literally walk around the house. I have an investor client that this is what we did. This is how we built his entire business. I made him do Facebook Lives on every single house he walked through. You think people need to have broadcast quality when the reality is in today's marketplace, we are moving towards a micro creator entertainment space. You getting good at that will outplay even studios. If you go watch a broadcast television commercial, we demand for trustworthiness that it looks like it's produced. If you watch a YouTube video, if it's overly produced, you think it's shady. Okay. Awesome. Anybody else?
Hey, it's all about being authentic. Be yourself, be on camera. People ultimately don't just buy the house or the property just because it's your realtor agency. It's because it's you and they trust you. And the more you do it, the more they get to know, like, and trust you, which is what we want.
Yeah, I did this thing. If you were on my Facebook page or my LinkedIn page the last few days, I wrote a couple of articles using AI, which are very clearly AI. And then I also blended my own personal stuff in there. So I have people that are responding and they're like, oh, I really love this. I really love this article on AI, a short post on AI. And for me, what I did was I also used ChatGPT and I said, hey, make me a picture that blends the human connection and AI and make it retro like it's not from the 60s, because you guys can't tell, but like over here, I've got my whole bookcase and it's like, Disney from the 50s. And I'm old school Vegas guy. So that appealed to me. I put it in there and people are responding like, gosh, you must be really good at Canva. You're like really good at art. And I'm like, I don't know how to do any of that. I know how to type, make me a picture using AI. Right. So,
Hey, Casey,
yeah.
I'm trying to get my chat box to talk to you, but I'm kidding.
Oh. See, that's the difference. You need to let me initiate the conversation with a chat bot. Then the chat box should absolutely come find me.
Casey, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So what do you use? Like, when we say AI, there's, different things that are out there. What specifically are you using for AI?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say a joke. I'm low tech, big check. So I use ChatGPT. I know there are 8 million of them. Tirza can tell you a gazillion of them. I have so far figured out that for the most part, ChatGPT has done pretty well for me. I own a portfolio of YouTube channels and I'm pretty good at getting the scripts written now with AI. And one of the things I asked my friend Jen, and I was like, well, yeah, but doesn't YouTube and Google and some of these places have like copyright issues and they don't want AI content? And she's like, yeah, then you write in AI, make this article pass all of the AI thresholds. And then it rewrites it based on their own criteria. It's crazy. So AI and ChatGPT are not the same thing.
No.
Although it is much like sort of like Kleenex, which is a tissue, but Kleenex is a brand name. Jacuzzi is a brand name.
Like, it's like we used to say back in the day, and you would appreciate Xerox.
Xerox. Yes. Right. So, yeah, so here's the thing. My recommendation, if you have not been played with it, go to ChatGPT.
I've been using Chat GPT, but I know sometimes people will say Gemini, or they'll, like everybody has their own preference, or depending upon where they work, and what they have access to. So I was just interested just to see what you might use.
Yeah, Chinita, this is a really good point. People ask me all the time, hey, what's the best CRM system to use? What's the best AI tool to use? What's the best YouTube tool? What's the best blah, 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 blah? What's the best blank? The reality is the best blank is the one that you will
You
use.
use.
It's like I have a marketing agency where we build on top of Go High Level. Go High Level to me is like the amazing tool. But if Jackie won't use it because she's used to using MailChimp or HubSpot or Infusionsoft or whatever, then I can sit here and try to tell her how awesome it is. But if she doesn't want to, I don't want to, right? Then that's pointless, right?
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, and there are different ones. There are different ones that are kind of different. Like if you're doing research, like I have a friend who does a lot of like deep dive research papers. She uses a different one because they do a lot more like footnotes and pull and tell you where it's all from. Oh, Perplexity, that's what she uses.
Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
they're all good. They're all good in their own way. Choose the one that you like, but also why not have several of them on hand? You don't have to pay for all of them. Pick the one you like best. Pay for that one because you get the extra features, but keep the other ones on hand. I have a friend who likes Chat GPT, but she uses Perplexity to test the truth of its responses.
Trust me, it's like going to Costco thinking you're getting one item and you walk out with 77 different items and $400 later. Yep, preach. This is what's going to happen with Chat GPT and some of these AIs. You're going to go in thinking you're going to do this and you're going to start exploring and doing all of this. I will give you one last thing and then we're going to go into a breakout room. I just got back from Hawaii. I was there for 10 days and I put in, this was my flight. This is my flight home. This is my flight in the center. Here are the places I'm going to stay. What are the not missed things that build me out an itinerary? And I got to tell you, I followed the itinerary. I got to swim with manta rays. I swam with sharks. I ate at like really cool tiki bars in Waikiki. I had like the best coffee. I went to the best coffee. Like it was like so brilliantly. I was like, well, why would I have to think anymore?
It was your own personal travel agent, huh?
It absolutely was. In fact, it even helped me book some of these things. And what I go back to, Jose, and why this is even more important is that if those companies, those travel tours were not being picked up by AI, I would have not known that they existed. There are probably other ones out there on Google and Yahoo and Bing, but I was using AI. So you guys, we're gonna do some breakout rooms. This is the fun part where you guys get to go and discuss. What I'd love to have you discuss in your breakout room today is if you're using AI, how you are using it. If you are opposed to AI, why are you opposed to AI in your business? And let's see if we can bring up some conversations or discussions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you guys into breakout rooms.
Quick question, Casey.
Yeah.
You keep going back and forth from AI to, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about, I'm starting to research all this, but you keep going back from AI to Chat GPT. What is the major difference between the two?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
ChatGPT is one instance of an AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. ChatGPT was the first to spring out on the market with natural language processing, as you can talk to it instead of having to program it. From there, all the other companies that have been hiding in the wings, like Google and Microsoft and the others, said, oh yeah, we have an AI. And they're all chatbots. So
okay, so we've tried to break these up a little bit, even Steven. So we're going to give you guys 10 minutes in the breakout room. I'd love the person to start the conversation, whoever has the shortest hair. The shortest hair goes first. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just stick with shortest hair. There we go. So shortest hair, I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes and just talk about like who's using AI, who's not using AI. Those of you that aren't, what can you learn from the people that are, and for those of you that are using AI, what can you learn? What can you learn from the people that don't? Okay, and I will see you guys back here in 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So let's open up the call for the last few minutes. Did anybody come away with something in the breakout room that you thought was really cool or interesting, or want to share? Yeah, Kelly.
Okay, my four not competitors, companions convinced me that I can do it. I'm not too old to learn it. So I'm pretty excited about, taking what we learned today and making something happen with that.
And Kelly, let me tell you, I feel you. It took, I mean, ask Tears. Tears has been on me for years. My best friend is one of the things. And basically, they were like, listen, do it when no one's looking and go ask it the dumbest questions. My first interaction with ChatGPT was I was with a friend and she was going to a party and she needed to bring beer cheese to a party. And so she said, I don't know how to make beer cheese. And then it came back and it told her like to use a can of Guinness. She's like, I only have a Bud Light. And it told her how to make it. It was the hit of the party. I was like, okay, I get it now. So you can use it, not necessarily, you don't even have to use it totally just inside the business. So awesome. Peggy.
Yeah, so you brought it up, and then someone in our room brought it up, using it for travel to find things to do because she has kids and she wanted things to be kid friendly to fit the different personalities of her kids. And I thought, I've never used chat for my travels. So I have one more thing I can use chat for. So thanks.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine. I have a friend of mine who has an autistic child, and so he looks for things using chat that are autistic child friendly. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Terrell,
Well, Casey, it's Terrell, and
Carol,
and it rhymes with Daryl. There
there.
you go.
I love that.
Well, I've been following you for many, many, many years. I'm a Lake Balboa gal, so
Oh, I love Lake Balboa.
yeah. So that's
The
so
cherry blossoms, I think, are out right now.
there's a lot of stuff out right now, actually, as soon as the overcast goes away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Suleiman was talking about actually he was talking about specifically like a sofa, but just taking like 2 or 3 second videos and then compiling them and putting them into CapCut or CapCut to put them together so you could get different angles and views of something. And it's like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it's just, again, learning curves, I'm with you. It's like, I'm crawling up the learning curve, but it's like, I always say, thank goodness I have reinforced nails, so because that helps me climb up, because those of us that weren't born with this stuff or raised with it, it's all, I always start at the bottom and go, okay, I'm at the bottom of the learning curve. I'm trainable.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, to make sense. Like, what does Substack mean? It's like, oh, it's a platform. Okay.
Yeah, and you may hear it from me today and not do anything with it, and then somebody else will say it a week from now, and somebody else will say it, and all of a sudden you'll get an email from Substack. But here's what I always say for us old timers or people that are a little bit older, that weren't, I mean, if you're under 30, you don't know life without microwave. You don't know life without, we grew up on Betamax
Cell
and
phones.
VHS
Yeah.
and styrofoam containers at McDonald's. But here's the thing, we all can text. We all are using smartphones. And so when somebody says to me, I can't get into tech, I'm like, listen, when we were younger, there was a rotary phone tethered to the wall. And then it went to digital phone tethered to the wall. And then it went to a phone that was like this big, but you had it on your dresser and you could go 20 feet. Then it went small. So
The bag phone, remember?
yeah, we slow rolled the technology, right? So we adapted little by little. Right now, we are just in a mass adoption phase where things just are moving faster. That's all. And you're never going to get whatever you learn today. The kids of tomorrow are going to grow up with something totally different. Like I look at kids that are born now, 3, 4, 5 years old. They won't know a world without AI. They won't know a world where there wasn't driverless taxis. Right? I live in Los Angeles. You pop down into Hollywood. I have a studio down there. You drive down to Hollywood. I'm sure there are still Ubers and taxis on the road, but it is Waymo everywhere. You
Yep,
get food
West LA
delivered.
too. Yep.
Yeah, you get food delivered. R2D2 is now bringing you your food on a sidewalk. So it's here. We can fight
Well,
it.
and let us remember the giant telephone books of listings that we used to work off of, printed, that got delivered every Wednesday morning, and it was already old news, you know, so it's just, yeah, we've transitioned substantially.
Absolutely. Well, awesome, you guys. Fantastic, fantastic call today. I hope in your breakout rooms you got some great conversation going. I hope some of this has at least sparked you to be able to think about moving in the direction towards AI, or maybe if you're only AI, pulling a tiny bit back. I do know next week we will have a meeting, and oh, maybe that's in 2 weeks. Never mind. I believe in 2 weeks on July 3rd, there still will be a meeting. And I know what Debbie's going to do is do pure breakout rooms on that meeting. So I don't know. She told me who the speaker was next week, and I will be honest, I totally forgot. Which basically means I'm going to have her in her email out to you guys with the recording. I'm going to put her link to her direct mail thing that she uses, company that she uses, and also who the speaker is for next week. Okay. So with that, you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Please don't forget to download the chat. I'll put my YouTube channel in there. It's just Casey on video. Appreciate you going and checking that out. We'll be doing a lot more videos going up there in the short term. So with that, you guys, Tirza, thank you so much for popping on. Tirza is like the AI master. I refer to her in my circles as the AI whisperer, because she can kind of like or an AI Sherpa, one of the two. So with that, you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Buckle up, don't drink and drive, have your cat spay and neutered, and take care of your kiddos. With that, you guys, have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.